Hello and welcome to the cinemas. This is Room with the View with me, Rajiv, and on today's show we'll be reviewing one of the most awaited English movies this year. For those of you who love cinema and those of you who are fans of Quentin Tarantino, we have for you Inglourious Bastards. Or just to get you into the mood of this, we have for you Inglourious Bastards.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Rain. These are the Bastards. Ever heard of us? We'd like to say we're a big fan of your work, killing Nazis, but your status as a Nazi killer is still amateur. We all come here to see if you want to go pro.
The major highlight of this movie is its storyline. It's got two different plots that come in together only at the climax. One plot is a story about a Jewish refugee named Shosanna who witnesses the murder of her entire family. The second plot is about the Jewish American soldiers led by Lieutenant Aldo, played by Brad Pitt. Their mission is to cause panic and havoc within the Third Reich by savagely killing as many German servicemen as possible.
The Germans call them the Bastards.
That's about it. You heard about us, you probably heard we ain't in the prisoner-taking business. We in the killing Nazi business. Cousin, business is a booming. Sure is. Ain't that nice?
The movie takes place in 1941 in Nazi-occupied France, and the first scene of the movie is what sets you into the entire mood of it. It's where Colonel Hans Landa, played by Austrian actor Christopher Waltz, goes into an isolated farmhouse and questions a local farmer regarding the whereabouts of a Jew. As Landa sits across the table with the farmer, smokes his cigar, drinks his glass of milk, and questions him in a very smiling and polite manner, but pressurizing him to give a lot of important information. This scene is long, it's tense, and one of the best scenes of this movie.
Now, if one were to determine what attribute the German people share with a beast, it would be the cunning and the predatory instinct of a hawk. But if one were to determine what attributes the Jews share with the beast, it would be that of the rat. If a rat were to walk in here right now as I'm talking, would you greet it with a source of your delicious milk?
Probably not.
We were always departing from Quentin's English.
You don't really know why. You don't
So sometimes I was switching back into English, completely unconscious of the fact that I'm speaking English. Brad said to me, "Are you supposed to be to say not so fast here?" I said, "Did I say not so fast?" I said, "Oh, sorry, nicht so schnell." So we, and all the translations were actually trying to be as close to Quentin's original as possible.
A German soldier conducts a search of a house suspected of hiding Jews. Where does the hawk look? He looks in the barn, he looks in the attic, he looks in a cellar, he looks everywhere he would hide. But there's so many places it would never occur to a hawk to hide. However, the reason the Führers brought me off my Alps in Austria and placed me in French cow country today is because it does occur to me. Because I'm aware what tremendous feats human beings are capable of once they abandon dignity.
Well, after this scene is only when the violence actually erupts. Colonel Landa kills the entire family, but only one lady escapes, and that is Shosanna. 3 years later, she gets her chance to take revenge when a very famous German war actor falls in love with her and insists that the premiere of his movie be held at the theatre which she now runs. Well, for the premiere of this movie, a lot of big guns of the Nazi leadership are expected. This is her chance to take revenge. The plan is made and the plot is set.
3 days from now, Joseph Goebbels is throwing a gala premiere of one of his new movies in Paris. In attendance will be most of the German high command. Basically, we have all our rotten eggs in one basket. The objective, blow up the basket.
It's crazy because I'm talking in French. He directs me in English. So it's really cool because he can sometimes tell me my text, but it's in English, so it's not like repeat after me. So just he give me a way to say that, and he talked to me about the character and about that moment, especially that moment, and you know, maybe she's like this, maybe she can be funny like this, and maybe. So I just listen to him, and he just take my hand, and it's easy. Qui êtes-vous?
Je croyais n'être qu'un uniforme.
Vous n'êtes pas qu'un simple soldat allemand. Vous êtes le fils de quelqu'un?
La plupart des soldats allemands sont fils de quelqu'un. It sounds horrible to say this, but I must say we have a great Hitler and Goebbels. I mean, there's just two amazing actors, and they're just perfect for these parts. I mean, Martin Wuttke has been playing Hitler in this wonderful play Arthur über Bertolt Brecht for a long time, and he's an amazing amazing actor.
Nein, 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 nein! Was alles soll ich von diesen Judenschweinen noch ertragen? Schlachten meine Männer ab wie Fliegen.
It has a lot of truth, but in fact, it's a story which is completely made up and comes out of his fantasy, and he reinvents history. But in itself, it's 100% believable.
Yes!
There's something you don't know.
Which is?
Hitler is attending the premiere.
How do you intend to get in that premiere?
You'll rendezvous with our double agent. She'll take it from there.
Und ab jetzt sind wir zu dritt. Well, ain't that nice?
Well, how did Brad Pitt become a part of this movie, and how did his character, Lieutenant Aldo, form the very dangerous group called the Inglorious Bastards? All this and much, much more after a very small break. You're still watching Room with the View.